Hey folks, this is Tracy with Scrappy's Rustics. In this video, we are going to redo this dresser and use a paint inlay called Gregory's Catalog made by IOD. And right here, I'm showing you for the paint inlays, if you're using ones that are consecutive with one another, there's an area about 1/4 of an inch you're going to want to cut off before you start your process, because that will allow it to butt up to one another. Why they put that there, I'm not really sure. I'm sure it's factory reasons, but cut that off beforehand if you're going back to back. Now I'm laying all of this out, and something good happened. So a mistake happened, and you'll see, but as you can see, I'm laying all of this out. You're not going to see all of this in the end, because that's when I realized I can't cover this whole thing because there's another piece, a mirror that goes to this. So at first I thought it would be a great idea to rectangle them off and do them one at a time, because the IOD paint inlays, your paint must be wet in order for the inlay to work, to inlay properly. Well, I put a coat of Wise Owl Snow Owl down, and the bleeding took place. It's the when you ever have an older wood, I can't think of the word right now, it pulls through your paint, and see how yellow it is in that look at the difference between the white and the yellow. So in order to prevent that, is you need to put a layer of shellac down to stop the bleeding process. Now see, I forgot that this goes here, so thank goodness the bleeding happened, and then it made me realize, oh crap, I gotta redo this. So it was a happy accident. I put shellac all over the top, and then I started over. I can use the rest of the paint inlay somewhere else. Y'all, I'm really proud of this piece. It came out really nice. Again, this dresser really deserves a lot of attention because it is absolutely beautiful. It is huge and it is gorgeous. However, I need to get my room together, and I need more room for my clothes. And it's not really in that bad a shape. Again, I vacuumed it, I cleaned it, I oiled it with the lemon Wise Owl furniture salve. I repaired the repairs, but the top needed something because it had a lot of water damage. So now we're putting the paint inlay down. This is patent pending, new innovative way to do art. So that sheet that I'm laying down has actual paint on it. If I were to get it wet, it would activate the paint and it would smear. So the idea is to lay it down in the wet paint. After you lay it down, you go over it with a brayer. If you don't have a brayer, you can use a paper towel to push it down, and you want to wet it and go over it one more time. Again, if you don't have a sprayer or a brayer, I made a rhyme, you can just get a wet paper towel and just do it that way. And this one comes in 8 pages. It's a big one, so this is a big one, and you can use pieces of it. So you can let this dry. You could leave it for a week if you wanted to. Let it dry. Your best results are when it dries naturally, and in order to get it back up, you need to get it wet. So there you see, I misted it. This part is so cool. Look at that. So that, what I'm showing you is I'm peeling off the carrier sheet, and that paint has inlaid into the wet paint that we put down. Now take that piece, lay it aside. You can use them up to 2, 3, 4 times. It all depends on how much paint transferred in your first inlay, what color paint you used. Each time you use it, obviously it's going to get a little more rustic, a little less is going to come off. If you're a perfectionist, this is not a product for you, because there will be wrinkles, there will be, you can see it's not perfect. I love that look. I think that's the look I was going for. And when you're peeling these off, if there's any tugging at all, just stop. It just needs, like right there in the corner, it just needs to be moist. So look at how beautiful that is. So that is actual paint inlaid. Look at the crackle I made too. Woo, I love it. I love it because I didn't sand this. I didn't do anything. I just went right in with my paint. I wanted crackle. I wanted all those bumps and stuff because I'm going to antique it, and I need something for it to grab onto, and this is perfect. So very important, after you do a paint inlay, you cannot use a brush of any sort because this is water. Water will reactivate it and you will smear your paint. So I did a layer. You want to do a layer of some type of spray, poly, clear, something. If you can't use a spray spray can, then you can use 50-50 water and polyacrylic liquid. Shake it up, just spray it once. After that, you can do whatever you want. So now we're going in with DIY clear wax and dark wax. I like to use clear wax first because it allows me more control in case I go too dark, or because basically, I mean, it does have the poly clear on it, but I 9 out of 10 times I use clear wax first before the dark wax, because like I said, I feel like it gives me more control, and it allows me to rub back more off. Look at that. So all that dark wax went right into all those crackles and those paint chunks, but look at the difference. Look how white it was. I love that. It's the exact look that I was looking for. I did this in sections, and we can't have a old dresser look new. We just can't have that. I'm an IOD Stockist. My site is scrappysrustics.com. If you're interested in these products, I have a bunch of videos on how to do this. I know this one's kind of quick and more than just the paint inlay. I'd love for you to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, all the channels, like, subscribe. I hope this inspires you to, you could do this to a new dresser and make it look old if that's what you're going for. So there we have it there. And this dresser is just amazing. So it has this large mirror that goes with it, and it has spindles, which I think I try to show you. There we go. One of the spindles was broken, so I had to order some JB Weld. I took a few pictures of how I did that, and that mirror is so heavy, and I ended up getting it to work, which I was very pleased. So in the end, you'll see a picture of the entire dresser put together. It's absolutely beautiful. One day, I'm not a furniture maker or remaker, but one day I would love to strip this whole thing down and do it. But there we have it. Look how beautiful this is, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspires you. I hope you learned something, and I hope you'll maybe give a paint inlay a try. Thanks for watching.